Good afternoon, folks. We finally have a beautiful day. It is high 60s, sunny, and we have lots of bee going on. So today's going to be accumulation of all the prep work in the spring, and we're hoping these hives have built up. We're hoping they're big, and today we'll show you how we go through reduce the size, pull, brood, and bees, and equalize the hives so that they're relatively all the same size. So stay with us. Going?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we looked at a few hives already behind us, and everything looks good. This would be about a medium-sized hive, in good shape this time of year. And the first thing we're going to do is well, let's review here. So a couple weeks ago we reversed these. So this was the hive body with all the activity in it. This was a hive body with no activity. So we reversed those. That was about 3 weeks ago. And so we expect quite a bit of activity now up in this upper hive body. So I'm going to go ahead and split this hive body off. Okay. So now my queen is either here or here. And I really am not really looking for her. If we find her, it makes it easy. But I'm not really looking for her. So this is a really nice brood frame. You can see where all the center has hatched. Let me just check real quick. So the center has hatched. The outer ring here hasn't quite hatched yet, and there's capped brood. And again, that's just a heat issue. All of this inside is already filled with eggs. It's going to be really hard for the camera to pick that up, and I don't think it's going to do it. So she's been busy already laying eggs in these spots. So I'm going to set this one aside because this is all primarily eggs, and that's going to take about 20 days to hatch. So we'll go to the next frame. And same thing here. We have a little bit more larval stage. You can see the white grubs in the center area. Eggs as we come out to the outer areas of the frame. This is a good looking frame. And then you can see how this is a lot more capped brood here. So that's gonna hatch soon, and so these are the frames I'm looking to pull. Okay, good. So we are gonna go ahead and pull that. I'll give you that. Double check for her real quick. This is another great looking brood frame here, corner to corner, top to bottom. Go ahead and hold that. And I'm going to take a quick look, make sure she's not on here, and I do not see her. And so we're going to go ahead and pull that one. Go ahead and hang on 1 second. 1, 2. Okay, so on a medium-sized hive that doesn't appear to be too large, I'll end up leaving 5 to 6 total frames of brood in the nest. and take that whole one as well. Well, I'll just set it right here. We'll get it in a minute. Okay. Okay. I'll go ahead and use this here. Okay, so we'll watch this as we go through this. Come right around here. Okay, so this is the top brood box. I'm just shaking these bees, and we're gonna cull that frame out of the operation. It's just got some junk to it. So I'm not seeing a whole lot of brooding activity yet in this upper hive box. And again, some of that's just due to temperature. This is my northernmost yard, and certainly it has been cold. Here's our lady right here. So I'm just going to, I know where she's at. That certainly makes things easier, knowing where she is. And we're going to tuck her right there in the center. Put her back on there. So then we'll just replace some frames with honeycomb so she can lay eggs again. We'll replace a few brand new frames so they can draw out some brand new frames. But in my opinion, that's a good reduction in bee population and equalizing this hive. I have 5 brood frames here. I have 1 good brood frame up here. And in 2 to 3 weeks, that hive will be right back up in the really big numbers. So this was a really good one to do. Alright, so again, just starting this hive here. We're going to pull the top, we're going to move it, and we're just going to go through this. So those are just all open cells. You can see that hatched out probably pretty recently. She has not been back yet to fill this with eggs yet. Set that aside. Now that's a frame I don't necessarily need to get rid of because there's not a whole lot of brood on that frame anymore. In comparison, here's a frame full of brood, and allowing these to hatch out this time of year will certainly spark the swarming interest. So that one we're going to pull. This one here too is all hatched out, but she's came back and she's laid eggs into all of that. This is another big brood frame here. There's some big drone production here, and again, that's just some early signs of swarming, and it's what you see this time of year. We're going to pull that one as well. And this here is another good looking brood frame, and we're going to go ahead and keep this one. So we've already reduced the hive by 2 major brood frames. I'm going to shake this one. Okay, and we're just going to shake the bees off of this one. Let's go ahead and we can do those. I'll take this here if you want to do that. So just shake and take those. Perfect. So I'll go through this top hive box here. The bees are just absolutely in a great mood today. Really easy to work with. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do that same thing through this hive. I know for a fact that this has been a pretty healthy hive all spring long, so I anticipate having to remove a lot of brood from this hive. So we will do that. If you want to smoke them up first. Good. Get this here. I am going to check the bottom briefly. No swarm cells that I see there. That looks really good. All pollen. You can see all the colored pollen in there. It's great to see. Those are all eggs in those open cells. She has all of that laid out. We will slow down just a little bit and look for her. And I don't see her. We're going to take that one. We're going to take this hive down pretty good. Lots of larvae, captive brood, drone brood here. We will be taking that frame. Captive brood here, eggs and larvae through here. So good stages of development on this frame. We're going to leave that one. I see this next one is just full. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. That would add a significant number of bees. And we're going to go ahead and pull that one. And we're going to go ahead and pull this one as well. Okay, so, Patty, if we can you grab 2 of those?
Mm-hmm.
Got them. make these brood banks, basically just hive bodies with screens. They have ventilation down the bottom, ventilation screen on top. Give them a quick little spray. Honey be healthy. So that's our brood box, and what we'll do with those is take those home. We can make hive splits with those, we can make nukes with those, and that's what we'll end up doing with all of these. We will go back to our hive. So this was a frame of brood there, and this was a frame of fresh eggs. Actually, this was a big frame of pollen here. So we're going to leave that there. So we tore this hive down pretty good. And going to do the same through the top box. Again, I would anticipate this queen being up in that top box. We're going to do a little transferring. We're going to open up this top hive body and allow a lot of room for egg production. This is a lot of larvae here, a lot of white larvae in this area. A little tough to see. I'll put that one down here as well. So again, now we have 1, 2 frames of brood there. A lot of egg production in this frame. So we're going to go ahead and leave this one. This is a very big frame of brood here. Capped brood ready to go. Not so much on this side. You can see it's hatched out of the middle. I'm just going to make sure our queen is not on here. I did not see her, so we're going to pull that one. This is no doubt a sizable hive. When all this brood hatches, it's going to be in trouble. Another big frame here. Well, that's a wrap on today. This yard actually has really jumped in the last few weeks. So pretty happy with how it looked. definitely you can see the effects of some of the cold temperatures and some of the hives just not moving up aggressively yet, but our forecast is excellent for the next week. I know kind of went through that equalization fairly quickly, but basically, my magic number is 5 to 6 frames of brood. I like to pull capped brood first. On hives that I think are very large, we will certainly pull a lot more brood and shake bees than my goal of 5 to 6 frames. The other thing that we don't quite see is just the vast amount of field force that's out and about right now. So you open these hives up and they look pretty good and pretty strong, and a significant portion of those bees are out and about in the field on a beautiful day like today. So I probably err a little bit too much on the safe side and reduce maybe a little harsh or aggressively. But again, that's just a little easier for me to control swarming. Again, our target goal is June 1st now. You're looking at about 3 weeks away. We'll get supers on them and get ready for a honey flow. Today was a beautiful day.